What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DJB _ remix. DJB live in the mix.
And hi.
That's pretty accurate.
That's Rizaline's
We
intro.
just watched a movie. We just went to the movie theater. We're on the roof of the parking garage
Happy
of
4th
the
of July.
movie theater.
Happy 4th of
Yeah,
July.
if you hear little pop sounds, it's
we're not in Vallejo. We're actually we're hearing fireworks on 4th of July. Oh. Anyway, and we just
watched the movie.
we just
in the movie
watched-
theater. It's a nice movie theater. It's an old movie theater, but they've done a good job of like keeping it nice.
Yeah.
And like to talk more about the theater, like I appreciated that like we ordered drinks and like food and they like brought it to our seat. Like it's like that's how movies should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm so used to like at the apartment like having food and snacks and whatever and just like chilling. So
Right.
it's nice to have that in the theater.
Yeah, and the theater was not crowded at all.
No,
it was like
wasn't.
really like there's maybe about 15 of us in the theater total.
Yeah, I felt
And
kind
a
of
huge theater.
I realized kid was probably sitting behind us and I was like cussing. Sorry, child.
You made the movie explicit for these young kids.
I mean, it's already it's not explicit. It's okay. We
watched Fast and the
We
Furious.
watched F9.
The Fast Saga, whatever these movies are
the
freaking
name
called.
is a keyboard. Key on the keyboard.
Yeah.
And like
After F12, they're just going to name it Escape.
I have not watched. I didn't really watch
Print
the other
screen.
movies. So I don't like. I mean, and I just hear about stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really watched the other movies either.
So-
I watched 1, 2, and 4 when they were in theaters. I never saw 3. And I saw the one with Ronda Rousey. And that was it. Those are the only ones that I saw.
Like, what other movies have had like 9 installments like that?
I mean,
Like Harry Potter, Twilight, Hunger Games.
did
like,
they even have 9?
No.
There's actually been more than 9 because they had like the Hobbs and Shaw film.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe there was another spin-off.
I don't know.
But anyway. But yeah.
Yeah.
So-
it's a lot.
Yeah. And
It's like someone like, it's like they just had a dartboard of random things and just threw the dart and went like, all right.
that's how
let's do like
how
the
this film
physics makes no sense. Like, how are these people not dead? But I appreciate that it kind of made fun of itself in that way a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
Like-
you had Tyrese going like, "How the hell am I still alive?"
And also like there's a scene.
Tyrese, turn it down just a little bit. You're at a 10. Like, turn it down to maybe about a 7.
How do I like make it not spoilery? But there's a scene where like the driving is terrible, but like
Okay.
and like so it kind of makes
in
fun
the
of
truck? You mean?
it makes fun of itself because everyone's like really good drivers. And I was like, why are they driving like Chevys in the jungle? Like, it makes no sense.
Because that's the
And,
thing.
like,
No.
okay, I'm not sorry. Like last thought, last thought, and I'll let you keep going. But like, I just went back and forth between like, what the heck is this, and like suspension of disbelief. Like I'm like, okay, this is just ridiculous, and I have to go along for the ride.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, it's a masterpiece of just explosions and action and cars. Like it's some next level stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like I could see people wanting to see what kind of like stunts they're gonna pull for the next one.
Right.
Like it's and sorry, last thing too is like I'm sure, like, again, I didn't watch the other ones, but like the way that they're able to like extend the story of like this character and this character and like
yeah.
like just they're like, okay, we're just gonna do this and it'll build into like, it's like, that's, I mean, it's cheesy kind of sometimes, or like kind of hard to follow, but it like worked. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I agree pretty much with everything that you said, because like it was one of those films where I like about already by one of the early scenes where Tyrese is getting shot at like nonstop by
All of
these
them are
militia.
getting shot at. Like, how does none of them?
Yeah, but literally, he's running away on foot, and he's somehow able to never not get hit, and they make a joke out of it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I realize now that they are definitely playing it fast and furiously loose with the plot and
It's crazy.
the reality aspect of these films.
It is.
And that's okay. And one thing that Maru Daizu told me about, like when like we were watching the trailer for the hype stream on twitch.tv/DJB_remix once a month, y'all check that out. When we were watching the trailer on the hype streams, basically he was saying that the Fast and the Furious movies are like Universal's Marvel films, like superhero films. Like they somehow have these superpowers or whatever, and it's cars and technology and like just luck and backstory, and they're somehow Dom has this superhuman strength, you know, that he can make a building collapse or something like that by just pulling on some chains stuff. You know, like,
yeah, I can see that. Another thought that I had is, like, again, I'm not sure how this works, but, like, you know, usually when you have people being in a series for a long time, they don't look the same as they did when they started. Like, they need to, like, I could see them doing like a next gen Fast people, like that girl, those other random people, like they could, you know, and what they do is, like, they have the original person like hop in, like kind of like the trailer we saw for Tom Cruise flying
Maverick, Top Gun Maverick,
where they're like, okay, I mean, they're introducing, like, you know, like the Marvel has like had like the transition of the Avengers into like these other characters that are starting to have their own like things. So like Fast might be taking a note from that and like transitioning the old gen into the next gen. Anyway, sorry.
You know, and then you know, you have like The Rock, who's in this universe as well, and Jason Statham and Roman Reigns. They're just gonna get all wrestlers.
I know.
You know,
John Cena was okay.
Yeah, and this isn't a spoiler because it was shown in the trailer that they brought back the Asian dude, who was supposedly died. I missed that film that he died in. And I know like a lot of the big Fast and Furious fans like popped when they saw that, you know, he's back, you know. But I was disappointed because he didn't really have much to do in this film other than just a significant plot point in the storyline, which also didn't really make much sense. And I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, like, like if these are like Marvel superheroes, everyone should have their own superpower or specialty, right? You had Tyrese and Ludacris, who
color commentary.
Yeah, but they also like and Missandei from Game of Thrones. They were like the funnier group that like gets themselves into like slapstick type situations and do like the gadgetry stuff and use which there's a scene where he's like, oh, these guys fight for a living because they got cauliflower ears, which is something that jiu-jitsu like MMA fighters have. Well then, you know, like, why is Tyrese and Ludacris able to beat these guys up at close range? It don't make no sense to me. But anyway, but yeah, I would have liked to see Han, the Asian guy, have a bit more of something to do. That's all. I wish he would have had like some specialty or whatever. Like, I think in the trailer they show that he like he's drifting because he was in the film Tokyo Drift apparently, but I think they cut that because I didn't see that happen in the film. So
Cardi B was in there.
Helen Mirren had a cameo, Uh,
I mean, other than that, John Cena was John Cena.
they had like they casted like 1980s, early 90s versions of John Cena and Vin Diesel.
I feel like, did they just like put his voice over the person?
I feel like that's what they did, and I think that girl was all supposed to be Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh.
The race chick girl, the countdown.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I don't know. That's my assumption. But
family.
What are some things that you liked about this film?
I like.
It's funny.
The gags.
There's some gags.
Well, just like it's over the top, and it's like someone thought of this and was like,
yeah.
What if we took that? What if we took we had a car swing like a Tarzan, like off a cliff, and like let's have these cars drive on a rickety bridge.
The car. First of all, this car probably weighs a ton, and it's swinging
insane.
on a rope.
It's like
on a rope.
Let's drive through a field full of landmines and not die. And then all these, they're getting shot at. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think that's the genius of it.
That's what these films have eventually come to. It's like they realize. The fans are okay.
I have no idea what the
implausible.
the movies but it's like the concept kind of was just people that like to race their cars on the street, but then it turned into Ludacris and Tyrese
bootleg Black Ops.
I think that's brilliant.
So these cars have installed in them now towards the end of the film, and this is I guess not, it's gotta be a spoiler, semi-spoiler, but the cars have a superpower, which is high-powered magnets that they've installed on all their cars apparently, because they stole a truck with high-powered magnets. And here's the thing, their magnets are so strong that they can pull other cars and weaponize them, but why wouldn't these cars also be drawn to the magnet that it's carrying?
Yeah, I think you had said why doesn't it mess up their radio science? Radio signals.
Also, not just the radio signals, but they're literally at the end. No, I kind of want. But anyway, there's a point at the end where they need to do some sort of upload to a satellite. Okay, but it was already established earlier in the film that all computers and electronics and cameras and stuff like that went dead because of these while the magnet was active, and all these cars are outfitted with these magnets. So it's why doesn't that affect it, unless this car that it's in is made of, I don't know, something that deflects magnetism. I don't, whatever. I know it's it's one of those things where you can't think too hard about it. Also, Asian chick in the film, didn't give her much to say or do. One issue that I had with that plot point.
Look at her, I could see her being next gen Fast and Furious.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm open to that, but I mean, it seems like most of these actors want this is what pays their bills, because you don't really see Michelle Rodriguez act too much anymore in other films, or Korean guy, or Tyrese and Ludacris. I mean, they have some films, but Fast and Furious is probably their big payday, that they rely on. That's why these films go on for so long. So I don't know if they'd be interested in being phased out the same way that Marvel phases out their big guys. We'll see though. But what was I going to say? So basically the threat of the world and nuclear war and stuff like that is at stake, and these guys are arguing about what happened to their dad in front of a whole group, and it's the answer is, as soon as they realize they were going to get something that would unlock catastrophic proportions.
That
What is the solution? You have the key. I mean, it's better to just destroy everything. I don't want to give a spoiler, but just take out the key and then that's it. We've saved the world. Yes, some of us die, but they were all about to die anyway because all these soldiers were gonna kill them. Like as somebody who's very much like, okay, I'm not trying to play for kills. I'm trying to play for rounds. I'm trying to get the win, not the score. Like that's how I play Valorant, you know what I'm saying? So all right, sun's about to go down. We need to wrap this review up. Sun's probably not going to go down just yet, but we're gonna watch the ghetto fireworks this year, y'all. But how many levels of magnetism?
How about how many landmines?
Okay, how many minas? ¿Cuántos minas para este
Oh my god.
review?
I'd give it an 8.5.
8.5.
I was gonna give it a 9, but I was like,
You're gonna give it an 8.5. I'm gonna give it a 5.
really?
Yeah, it's not a great movie. It's just
I think,
just the popcorn.
I think that's
that's
what made it great. I don't know. It was the first time we've been in a movie theater. I appreciated the experience.
Make the plot at least feasible.
I think I give it a high score because of I think that all the crazy concepts in action are genius. Like it's ridiculous, but in order to make that into a movie, put that into a movie, that takes a lot of things.
Sure, but Marvel does that, but makes the plot at least work. So that's So that's for me. It's like, make the plot at least a little feasible. But I understand they're playing it fast and furiously loose.
I went with it.
All right, guys. Be sure to catch me on twitch.tv/DJB_remix and twitch.tv/RizzolineBeatrice.
Catch us on the Mix Talk podcast.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And his other podcast.
I want to watch Black Widow next, and that's coming out next week, so catch us on that review.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Really?
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel.
Is there anything else you were...
I'm excited for Shang-Chi. I'm looking forward to that. That's coming out in September-ish, I think.
remember the other trailers.
Eternals. I don't remember trailers in the beginning of the film. Yeah, I don't think
they had Top Gun.
Oh, you're right. Top Gun and...
We also we
went to get drinks and stuff. That's right. So we left.
Nice.
Okay.
Good experience. Okay, thank you.
Peace out, guys.